My sister secretly recorded our family game night and posted it online in the video. My dad mocked my embarrassing career while everyone laughed. I've been supporting him financially for years. So I cut him off and, hey, I don't even know if I'm looking for advice or just need to vent, but I guess we'll see where this goes. I'm Alex, I'm 27, and for the past few years, I've been working as a full-time streamer. It's not something I really talk about with my family much, mostly because they don't understand it, and honestly, I prefer it that way. But here's the thing, I make good money, more than enough to live comfortably, invest, and up until recently, support my family financially. My parents were never rich, and growing up, things were always a little tight. My dad, let's call him Greg, worked an average office job and always complained about how real jobs don't pay enough. My mom stayed home, and my sister, Emily, well, she's a few years younger than me and still figuring life out. I don't blame her for that, but what I do blame her for is what happened a few nights ago. See, ever since I started making real money, my dad's attitude toward me has been weird. He's never directly acknowledged my success, never asked how I make a living, and certainly never treated me like an adult who's capable of taking care of himself and them. Instead, he treats me like some loser who refuses to get a real job. It used to just be our roll-worthy comments like, oh, playing video games all day must be so exhausting, or, when are you going to do something productive with your life? But recently, it's gotten worse. Last weekend, I went over to my parents' house for a family game night. We don't do them often, but every once in a while, my mom insists on quality time, so I go along with it. I figured it'd be a few rounds of Uno, some lighthearted bickering, and maybe a home-cooked meal if I was lucky. Instead, it turned into a night of subtle and not so subtle jabs at me. It started small, my dad making fun of how I sleep in all day. I just work late. Then my sister chimed in about how I never really grew up. Eventually, my mom started reminiscing about how I used to have such big dreams when I was younger, as if I were some tragic disappointment. I tried to brush it off, because I've been dealing with this for years, and honestly, I've been over it. But what I didn't know was that Emily had been recording parts of the night on her phone, and 2 days later, she posted the video. I wasn't even looking for it, I was just scrolling through Instagram when I saw a notification that she had posted a story. I tapped on it without thinking, and there it was, a shaky, low-quality video of my dad sitting back in his chair, drink in hand, saying, I swear, Alex has the easiest life on earth, plays his little games, talks to nerds all day, and somehow pays rent. He could be homeless in a year and not even see it coming. Then laughter, my sister's, my mom's, even my uncle was in the background chuckling. I swiped through the next few clips, and it was more of the same. My dad going on about how Alex thinks he's some kind of businessman, while my mom made a joke about how I should put that computer science degree to use and get a real job. And my sister, she was filming it like it was some hilarious behind-the-scenes moment. At one point, she turned the camera on herself and whispered between giggles, this is why he never brings a girlfriend home. Like I said, I knew they didn't take my job seriously. I knew they thought I was just wasting my life away in front of a screen. But something about seeing them say it when they thought I wasn't listening, hearing the laughter, the mockery, the sheer lack of respect, hit me in a way I didn't expect. For years, I've been helping them. I'd covered bills when they were struggling, I paid off my mom's medical expenses when she needed surgery last year, I even gave Emily money when she was short on rent for her apartment. And yet, here they were, laughing at me like I was some pathetic loser they had to tolerate. I closed Instagram, sat there for a second just staring at my phone, and then, for the first time in years, I felt something shift inside me. Because if that's how they really saw me, maybe it was time to stop helping them. At first, my brain tried to make excuses for them. Maybe they were just joking, maybe this was one of those moments where people say stupid things for the sake of family banter, maybe I was overreacting. But the longer I thought about it, the more I realized, no, this wasn't just one offhand joke. This wasn't some harmless teasing between family members. This was contempt. A group of people I'd been supporting in ways they probably didn't even realize, sitting around and laughing about how pathetic they thought I was. And the worst part? They meant it. You can tell when someone is joking. There's a certain energy to it, something lighthearted, something affectionate. But that video? That wasn't lighthearted. That was my dad sitting there, confidently tearing me down like it was the most natural thing in the world. That was my sister recording it because she thought it was entertaining. That was my mom chiming in, not to defend me, not to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't be trashing Alex like this, but to add to it. I felt something tighten in my chest, a dull, simmering heat that wasn't quite rage yet, but close. I wanted to text Emily right then and there, ask her what the hell she was thinking, demand an explanation. But I stopped myself. Instead, I opened my banking app. I scrolled through my recent transactions, just letting the numbers sink in. $1,500, rent money for my parents' house. $600, the last chunk of Emily's car payment. $3,200, a credit card bill my dad had forgotten to pay. $250, groceries from when my mom called saying they were short last month. Line after line, a quiet, damning list of all the ways I've been helping them, all the times they'd come to me with a small favor or an unexpected expense that they just couldn't handle on their own. And for years, I'd said yes. Every single time. Because I wanted to help. Because they were my family. Because, no matter how dismissive my dad was, no matter how little respect they showed me, I convinced myself that I was doing the right thing, that someday they'd see I wasn't some lazy failure. But now, staring at that video, at those transactions, it hit me. They weren't ever going to see me differently. Not unless I made them. I took a breath, then another, and then finally, I did something I should have done a long time ago. I opened my group chat with my parents and my sister and I typed, "Hey, just saw Emily's video. Didn't realize you all thought so little of me." 3 little dots appeared almost instantly. My mom typing, then they vanished. Then my sister started, then stopped. Finally, my dad replied, "Oh, you saw that? Come on, don't be so sensitive. We were just joking around." I stared at the screen. Joking, right? Before I could respond, Emily chimed in. "Yeah, it wasn't serious lol, you know how dad gets after a few drinks." That heat in my chest burned a little hotter. Funny, I don't remember it being a joke when you needed money for rent last month. Another pause, longer this time. Then, "Dude, seriously, you're mad over a stupid video?" I clenched my jaw. This wasn't just about the video. It was about the years of disrespect, the years of being treated like some kind of joke, even while I was the one making sure they could pay rent, keep the lights on, buy groceries. And they still didn't get it. So I typed one last message. "I'll make this simple. If you think my job is so embarrassing, you won't have to worry about it anymore. Don't ask me for another cent." Then, before they could respond, I muted the chat. And for the first time in years, I felt something like relief.